Well, moving in the right direction, middle and high schools in Minnesota get the green light to bring some students back into the classroom.
News 8 Now's Isabella Hulsizer tells us about how smaller districts in the state have been successfully holding in-person classes for months now.
June of last year, Houston Public School Superintendent Corinne Abraham wanted to test out ways to get her students back to school.
There was absolutely no way to bring them back unless we could ensure their families that we had looked at all the mitigation necessary and could bring them back safely.
The plan was set. Students would attend school 4 days a week and have a hybrid online day on Wednesdays, with lots of new mitigation rules in place.
Yes, we have rules. Yes, we have regulations, but we can also have fun within that parameter.
Measures like socially distanced desks and lunchroom seats, alphabetical order seating for contact tracing purposes, and increased cleaning were put to use. Every Tuesday morning, Abraham spent time with 8 other superintendents with the surrounding school districts, discussing what worked and what didn't.
We're creating and sharing best practices as we go.
One best practice among all the districts was monitoring local COVID-19 numbers.
We did have to go to distance learning the beginning of November because our numbers internally really started going up.
At the time, about 30% of the elementary school needed to quarantine, not because they were infected, but because they were exposed to a family member with COVID. Since then, numbers have greatly decreased, and that trend is seen across the state.
We have made extraordinary progress in COVID-19. We are at case positivity rates that mirror last summer.
The Minnesota Department of Health reports the rolling average positivity rate continues to fall, now to 3.7%. Abraham says choosing to cautiously and safely make it back to the classroom has made all the difference to her middle and high schoolers.
They were getting the education, but not the experience.
In Houston, Isabella Hulsizer, News 8 Now.
Well, Abraham says part of the safe back-to-school efforts included getting teachers vaccinated, and she says every teacher that wanted the vaccine has either gotten it or is scheduled to get their first dose by this week, and all staff will be fully vaccinated by the end of next month.
And according to the Minnesota Department of Health, more than 45,000 educators, school staff, and child care workers statewide have been vaccinated.